Tommy's in South Australia, wants to have a chat on the open line. Hello, Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah, how you going, mate?
Good.
I think I want to get your opinion after a minute went off. Just explain, look, I love my footy, mate, and, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I just think, I know everyone's got an opinion. I think they're trying to blow, I mean, they're saying, all right, we've got up to October, November. When will the fixture be for the following year? You know what I mean?
Say that again, Tommy. You just broke up a little bit there as you were saying.
If the footy starts and they go on to December, so when's the fixture come out for the... Will they have time to do the fixture for the 21?
So my theory on this, and this isn't coming from a place of knowledge, this is my opinion as to what might happen and what I think may happen going into the 2021 season. If this season does stretch its way out to December, November, whatever, we know how much time they've had off already and how much time they probably are going to have off, another probably 2 months or so. My theory on this, Tommy, is that I think they go to December or November or whatever, and I think then they have maybe a 4-week, 6-week break and then get straight back into it in, I don't know, February or March, maybe scrap the JLT or the Marsh series and get straight into it, have an extended season. I get the feeling they'll want to load up a couple more games in 2021 to sort of make up for what they missed this season. So essentially, yeah. I think that this is a mini off-season for the players, and they're almost going to have to play 2 seasons in a short space of time, if that makes sense to you. But I think they're physically ready to go.
Yeah, John.
Yes.
My opinion, it's not the same.
Okay.
Whoever wins the premiership, my opinion, John, there's going to be no crowds. I know the players and coaches say, yeah, they're talking it up, but there's a lot of supporters. It's not the same, mate. Whoever wins the premiership this year, I'm not saying it's going to, it means something, but the value is, I don't think it's the same, mate. Unfortunately, this is what's happened, or we have to deal with it, but I think also the players, it's more so them, let's get on the field to play. What about the supporters? You know what I mean?
Tommy, I can understand.
That's my opinion. Yeah. I don't think it's the same, mate. Whoever wins the premiership this year,
Yeah, and I completely understand your point of view. My theory is it's almost harder to win the flag this year with the stop-start nature of the season, the uncertainty around it. I think whoever wins the flag this year, I think, has done a mighty job. I respectfully, Tommy, disagree with your comments there, because I think, we know generally in a season it's going to be the 22 home and away games. It's going to be the 4 or 5 finals games and week to week that you're going to have footy. At the moment, we might only get round 1, which is already done, then a 6-week break. We might then only get 5 games in and another extended break as well. And my theory is it's going to be a harder season for teams to win the flag, and if they do win it, I think it's going to be more impressive. I don't think there should be an asterisk on it at all.
Yeah, but there's going to be no crowds, man.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter in my opinion.
No crowds, no one's there.
Why does
just about the players, hey?
Tommy, why does the crowd factor into the fact that a team... Why would the premiership be irrelevant if there's no crowds at the games? That doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah, but you're not there. We can't go. So, hypothetically, I know Carl's not going to rebuild. Well, your own team, you're not there, are you? You're watching from TV.
But, Tommy, the fact is that teams don't just win.
Yeah.
Teams don't just win when you're there for the fans. They obviously do.
I understand that, John, but I can tell you a lot of supporters, they're saying, well, whoever wins there, well, good luck to them. It's not the same feeling, John, as a normal season. And really, to be honest, it's more to life than football, mate, what's happening.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what's going on at the moment is far more... what's going on at the moment is...
We wait and see first.
Sorry, say it again.
We wait and see first with the virus stuff. I mean, every night we got all updates and all this. People seem to think it's just going to happen. Yeah. I mean, beginning May, end of May, it's beginning of winter.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Thanks for your call, Tommy. Look, I completely agree on that last point that you made. I think that we need to be more I think well-rounded on this whole coronavirus situation before the AFL and the NRL, I guess, jump into a rash decision. But at the same time, for a lot of people, this is going to bring back a lot of joy. And I can't agree that, it's going to be it's not going to feel the same way as a premiership if a team wins it without a crowd. I don't think that the crowd factors into it all that much. That's obviously the entertainment side of it, the enjoyment side of it. But I certainly think it's going to be a harder premiership to win this year. It's going to be potentially a more even one as well, because teams are going to be able to, I guess, have longer rests potentially through if we have an extended period off. But I certainly think it's going to be a harder premiership to win this season, and a more impressive one to that team that wins it. If Richmond win it again, well, we'll say they are the greatest team of the last 5, 6, 7 years, because they've also gone on and won back-to-back, and they win it in a year that was full of uncertainty and the unknown. So I think that's probably the thing that's going to come out of this year. Whoever wins the flag in 2020, and I think we'll have a short run then into 2021. Appreciate the call, Tommy. Big Al, you're up next after the break. We'll get his thoughts on what's going on in the world of sport. Keep your calls coming. 1300 736 736 0433 98 11 16. It's the overnight crowd for Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
You're listening to the overnight crowd for Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Oh, we love a spirited debate on this program. Tommy made some very valid and great points as well. So not for one moment was I being dismissive or anything like that, and value everyone out there's opinion. It's great. This is what it's all about, and we're all part of the same community here, and it's great to have these spirited debates. Before we get to Big Al, a couple of number 8s off the Speckle text. No one's mentioned my favourite yet, Maxie Hudson. I think he would have won the flag with St Kilda in 2009, and they went with a couple of different players. But anyway, it's a story for another day. Stevie Gerrard, Kobe Bryant, early days as well. Alexander Ovechkin of the Washington Capitals in the ice hockey. Steve Young, Super Bowl winning quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, certainly was number 8. Paddy Mills, Matty Dellavedova, Kobe, Michael Roach and Phil Carman, says James. And Jake in Nidgery's gone with a couple of beauties here off the Speckle. He's gone with Nathan Bassett, Tim Notting, Lance Whitnell, James Clement, Jason Winderlich, Sean McManus, Josh Hunt, Daniel Wells, James Frawley, Sean Burgoyne, Jack Rewalt, Max Hudson, Bo Waters, Mitch Hahn, Alistair Nicholson, Kane Pettifer. Kane Pettifer's a name I haven't heard for a very long time. Darren Creswell, and in the NBA, Paddy Mills, Zach Levine, Kemba Walker, and the great Kobe Bryant. So many saying the late great Kobe Bryant as one of their number 8s in the world of sport. Let's get to our great friend Big Al, who's joined us on the line. Hello, mate.
Jono, how are you?
Going well. How are you?
Shattered.
Shattered? Why's that?
I had 20 number 8s, and you just read out 10 of them.
Yeah, no. That was a text that came in. So
yeah, I know.
I've read out the. But surely you got a couple that I missed.
Selfish people. Yeah, I've got a few more.
Good man.
Rod Keogh.
Yes.
You know him?
I know the name. I can't say I saw much of his work, but talk me through it.
Played for your great Saints.
Yes, I know. Hence why I knew the name. I knew he played for St Kilda, but as I said, I didn't see him do a lot of work and play the game. So, yeah, keep going.
Phil Cracker.
Yes, like it.
I had Nathan Bassett. I had Wells. I had McManus. I had Max Hudson.
Maxie.
Simon Minton-Connell.
Yes, Simon Minton-Connell. Yes. 202 goals he kicked in the number 8 jersey. Played for 4 clubs.
Gordon Coventry. I could be wrong, but...
Yeah, no, he did. He kicked 257 in the number 8. So, yeah, good work.
Yeah, Roachy.
607
Martin
goals.
Pike.
Martin Pike did wear number 8, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Fitzroy Days, Jimmy Wind, and Chris Smith.
Yep.
You probably wouldn't have heard of them.
No.
That's about it for me.
Yeah. Some good
anyway,
number 8s out there.
Yeah. Did you, is that the first time you spoke to Tommy?
That's the first time I can remember speaking to Tommy, but he made some very valid points, and
Tommy's a classic.
I'm very glad that he gave us a call, and I hope he'll call back in the not too distant future.
You're lucky. You got a word in, mate. Because when he spoke to Teo and Jordan, and that, they cannot get a word in with Tommy.
Oh, well, I'm glad that we were able to have a spirited debate. He's a good fella, Tommy. So, Tommy, if you're out there listening, call us back anytime.
Yeah, every night, Tommy. Sorry, Jono.
Oh.
Mr. Watson. Hello, Mr. Watson.
Yes, great to hear from Damo.
Yeah, we heard from him a couple of months ago, Jono. Yeah. He tricked Jordan.
Oh, did he?
He come on as Jeff. But he didn't trick Big Al. No. Big Al was right onto him.
Ah, there you go. So he's playing funny buggers these days. I must say, as I said, when I answered the phone, and he's got that distinctive voice, he must have dropped it a decibel or two, because he said, "Oh yeah, Damien on the road here." I did not pick up for a moment that it was the great Damien Watson, but I'm very glad that he gave us a call and told us about Lance Whitnell and him wearing number 8.
Yeah, he's shifty, wasn't he? Good on you, Mr. Watson. Great to hear you.
No, Damo's not shifty.
He's a Carlton supporter. He's shifty.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
And last night, Jono, now I've got to fill you in, mate. Okay?
Oh, did you throw me under the bus again, did you?
Nah, your mate Jordan, mate. And I've got witnesses on the radio. I'll just tell you, I'll fill you in a little bit. Yeah. He wants Anthony, because we spoke about Anthony coming into the studio, and you said, "Nah, you knocked us straight on the head."
Yeah.
And Jordan goes, "No, you can't do that." And I said, "Well, he's had Sammy Mills in there for the last 3 nights," and he goes, "Sammy Mills, has he?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, well, there's no reason why Anthony can't come in and call the race, right?" Yeah. So what we done? We put out a big thing for Hutchie. We made a big thing up for Hutchie to get Anthony in next week with you.
We'll try and work that out. Well, what I should say is that Millsy's, we're socially isolating here. He's behind a pane of glass, so he's in the other studio while I do my work here. So plenty of distance between us. That's the only reason we can make it work. But and also to the fact that Sammy's part of the Croc Media family, so we've been advised that we're not allowed members of the public in without cause at the moment. So that's why Millsy's able to come and go, because he's part of the Croc Media family here. I would love to have the great Anthony in, but at the moment it's something that's not possible, unfortunately.
I'm only staring at you, know.
I know, you're good at that. But as I said, if we were able to, we would make it happen. We would get Anthony in, but at the moment, and I know Anthony's been crook as well in the last little while, so we just can't take any risks with that. As I said, Millsy's behind a pane of glass when we speak, so we're doing the proper methods, and he is as well, as I said, part of the Croc Media family. So that's the only reason why he comes and goes.
That's all good. What time are you coming in?
Millsy will be here after 12, and then and I'll talk to my NRL man, Dan Pettigrew, as well after 12. So a big hour coming up after 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I was telling Jordan about him. He said, what was he like? I said, he was all right, but he didn't have much interaction with the calls. No, he was just sort of talking to Jono on that. But
yeah, he'll find his feet. Don't you worry about that.
That's all good. But that's all for me tonight, Jono. I'll give you a buzz tomorrow night. I'll listen in.
All right, mate. Great to talk. We'll do it again tomorrow. Big Al there joining us, as always, in Craigieburn.